What's up, guys? This is Manoj of Planning. I welcome you all on behalf of the ADPDA world. It's been a fantastic morning outside, and I'm sure that you guys must be enjoying your life to the fullest, guys. So, are we guys revising the topics? If yes, wonderful. If not, then we should certainly abide all these guidelines and all these instructions that I usually tell you. Guys, this is certainly very important for you to understand that we need to revise the kind of topics that I make you understand. Because without that revision, certainly you won't be able to sail through your C final examinations. So do ensure that you keep revising your topics time and again. This is going to be the last video presentation in which I'm going to discuss with you the remaining topics relating to foreign exchange. Post this presentation, what we are going to do is we'll be discussing n number of questions that has already been asked in the previous CA final attempts. So are we guys all set? Fasten up your seatbelts. We're about to take off with the first topic of the day, and that will be about the review of techniques. So guys, I have basically prepared this table in order to make you understand four different major option strategies. Okay, number one, forward, number two, money market, number three, futures, and number four, options. With respect to two major points. Number one, if in case you are supposed to make a payment in abroad, or number two will be if in case you are about to receive the payment from abroad. So, how to hedge your payables and how to hedge your receivables, taking into consideration these four primary techniques. Let's mark the beginning first of all with forward. What do I mean by forward? Simple, guys. It is a technique in which I usually go to my banker or my trader and I simply ask them, Sir, I want to purchase for an exchange from your end. Okay, I need to make a payment 2 months forward. Okay, from this particular spot date, I need to make a payment in US to Mr. Ben after a period of 2 months. So this is going to be a direct kind of a transaction between me and my banker, or between me or my trader. So what's going to happen in this particular case is I'll directly go to that banker and I'll negotiate for a forward contract. Let's suppose it could be $500. I need to make a payment of $500 to Mr. Ben, who is sitting in US after a period of 2 months from now on. So I'll go to the banker and I'll negotiate a quote. Let's say today the spot rate in the market is $1 equal to 50 rupees. There could be a possibility that he might offer me a rate of $1 equal to 52 rupees for 2 months forward from now. So I'll negotiate for that particular forward contract and I'll purchase the foreign currency, that is US dollars, from the banker, and I'll certainly offer the same to Mr. Ben after a period of 2 months. That is what forward is all about if in case we are ready to hedge our payables. Now, what will be the case if in case we need to hedge our receivables? Let's suppose we are here in India, okay, and we are into export business. We have exported something out to Mr. Ben in US. Now, what's going to happen is Mr. Ben is supposed to make a payment to us in India. Now, we'll go to our bank and we'll say, bank, from today on, in the next 2 months, I'll be receiving a payment of 500 US dollars from Mr. Ben. What will be the kind of rate that you can offer me up? Bank will say, today the rate is 50 rupees per dollar. I will be able to offer you 49 rupees per dollar 2 months from now on. I'll say, okay, cool. I'll go ahead with the deal and I'll fix up the receipt at 49 rupees per dollar and I'll negotiate it as my forward contract wherein I can sell my foreign currency that I'll be receiving from Mr. Ben 2 months forward from now on. This is what forward is all about, and that was the case in case I need to hedge my receivables. Let's move to money market. What does money market will involve? Money market is, guys, basically a very simple kind of understanding. Okay, I'll make you understand a very basic example and you'll get to know about it. In case I need to hedge my payables, what will happen if I enter into money market operations? Supposedly, I need to make a payment of $500 2 months from now on. Okay, I'll go to my bank. I'll borrow some of my home currency. Okay, that is the first thing that I'll do. Let's suppose $500. $1 is equivalent to 50 rupees. I'll go to the bank and I'll withdraw 25,000 rupees. Okay, that will be equivalent to $500. Okay, now what's gonna happen is while borrowing that home currency, now once I got that 25,000 from the market, I'll basically convert the same into the payable currency. Which currency do I need to make the payment in? That is US dollars. Okay, I need to make a payment to Mr. Ben 2 months forward from now on. So what's going to happen is I'll basically convert my home currency into my payable currency. Okay, and I'll basically invest that amount. So do I need to invest the entire $500 from now on? No. Since I need to make the payment after a period of 2 months, definitely it's going to fetch me some amount of interest too. So what's going to happen is I'll maybe invest, let's say $480, $480 for a period of 2 months. Okay. What's going to happen is after a period of 2 months, that 480 will become 500, and that 500 will directly go into the pocket of Mr. Ben from 2 months now on. That is what gonna be happening if in case I go for money market operation. It is as simple as that, like I simply need to borrow my home currency and I'll convert the same into my payable currency and invest it. Okay, and on maturity, that settled receipt, that is those $500, will directly go into the pocket of Mr. Ben 2 months forward from now on. That is what's going to happen in case of money market. Had it been the case, I need to hedge my payables. Now, supposedly, I need to hedge my receivables. Now, what's going to happen is Mr. Ben is supposed to make a payment to me. Now, what will happen is I'll borrow the receivable currency. That is the dollars. I'll borrow them. Okay. That is, let's say I am supposed to receive $500 from Mr. Ben 2 months from now on. What's going to happen is I'll borrow, let's say, $480. Okay. I'll convert the same into my home currency from now on, right at this particular moment, and I'll invest it in a usual bank. What's going to happen is after a period of 2 months, I'll be receiving $500 from Mr. Ben. Now, remember, I basically borrowed $480 from the bank. Now, the currency that will be coming into my pocket, that is $500, will be directly going to the bank. $480 that I took as a loan today will become $500 including interest after a period of 2 months. So those 500 that I'll be receiving from Mr. Ben will directly go into the pocket of bank. Now, first of all, I need to understand that those $480 that I borrowed from the bank, I invested that amount there itself. Okay. Now, on the final day, that is 2 months later on, I'll be receiving some amount of receivable from that end, and that will be with that particular amount, I'll pay off my borrowed currency. That's what's going to happen in case of hedging of receivables. I'll simply borrow my receivable currency, that is my dollars. I'll convert the same into my home currency because that is something I'll require for my own survival, and I'll invest it for a period of 2 months. And once the payment will come from Mr. Ben, that will directly go into the bank account in order to make the payment for the amount that I borrowed as on today. That's the complete scenario of money market operations. Am I clear with each and every stuff that I'm telling you up? Cool. Third will be the futures. We've already discussed forwards in a major chunk. We've already discussed money market in a major chunk, not just by this particular presentation, but also I made you understand this particular topic in my previous presentations also. This is a simply tabular kind of presentation wherein I am evaluating and basically making you understand all these four at a very single step by comparing each one of them with each other. Third is going to be the futures. Futures is a very simple thing which I made you understand in my previous presentations. It's a contract which comes up with a lot size. Okay, futures is something which is exchange traded. You cannot go over the counter with the bank or the trader or simply directly ask them for your required lot size. No, you can't do that. You cannot ask for an irregular lot size. While going into the futures, you need to have that regular lot size which is available in the market, and that's how it's the deal gets done with the help of futures. So, if in case you need to make a payment, let's say 3 months forward from now on, what you need to do is you just go into the future market, purchase that future contract for foreign currency. Let's say you basically buy that future contract today itself for a period of, let's say, 3 months down the line for that payment of foreign currency, and that's how you'll get into the future market in order to hedge your payables. Now, on the opposite side, you're supposed to receive the amount from Mr. Ben. Okay, what you're gonna do in that particular case is you'll simply go into the future market, you'll sell that future contract, okay, because you'll be getting that forward, that receivables after a period of 2 months. So you'll simply enter into a selling of that particular future contract foreign currency, because you need to surrender your foreign currency, whatever kind of amount you'll be receiving from Mr. Ben, because Indian regulations and FEMA guidelines are very clear with this particular stuff that whatever the kind of foreign exchange you'll be receiving, you need to surrender the same to the bank. This was about the futures. And lastly, options. Options is something wherein you get a right but not the obligation. You pay off certain amount as a premium, and in consideration of that premium, you are not supposed to take any kind of obligation. In case you need to hedge your payables, all you need to do is simply buy a call option. That is your buy option. Call option means buy option. So simply go for a buy option of a call option. Call option means you need to purchase something. Buy a purchase option, that is purchase of a foreign currency for the payable amount. Let's suppose you need to get your foreign currency contract done within the next 2 months. Simply go into the market and buy a call option. That is your buying option of that foreign currency for that particular payable amount, and you make the payment. In case of receivables, kindly go into the market and buy a put option. Put option means selling option. Okay, you need to sell your foreign currency. So you're basically buying that right of selling your foreign currency for the receivable amount, because that will be the amount that you'll be receiving from Mr. Ben 2 months down the line, and you need to surrender the same to the bank. So the best option is buy a put option for the foreign currency for the receivable amount. This was all about the review of all the techniques, the major four: forward, money market, futures, and operation. I hope I was loud and clear with each and every kind of statement and each and every kind of example that I made you understand this complete table with. Shall we proceed further, guys? Let's go ahead with the next topic, and that will be leading and lagging. This question has already been asked in various CA final attempts. I have just mentioned one, which is CA final November 2011. What do I mean by leading and what do I mean by lagging? Guys, I'll make you understand with a very simple example. Okay, let's suppose you basically borrowed some amount from Mr. Ram. Okay, you just got to know about one thing, which is that in a week's time, Mr. Ram is gonna increase his interest that he'll be charging from your end. Okay, now what's gonna happen in your mind? Okay, you'll be thinking about this stuff that if today I make a payment to Mr. Ram, let's say you were supposed to make a payment 2 months from the date you actually obtained that particular loan. However, you just got to know about this thing 1.5 months later on, that from now on, Mr. Ram is going to increase your interest rate. So, what's going to happen in your mind, first of all? You'll actually think about this possibility that can I actually prepone this payment? Why? Because if in case I'll be paying Mr. Ram the due amount on the stipulated date, what's going to happen is you'll actually need to provide Mr. Ram with increased interest amounts. So you'll definitely consider this possibility that if in case I have already got the money in my pocket, so is it better and prudent for me to make the payment earlier or not? Similarly, what happens in the forward market is, basically that foreign currency market is, let's suppose you entered into a contract with Mr. Jacob, who is sitting in US. Okay, you obtain some of the material and you are supposed to make a payment to Mr. Jacob after a period of 2 months. Now, you just got to know about this possibility that the foreign exchange rate is definitely not going into your favor. Okay, and if in case you make the payment 2 months from now on, you'll actually suffer a huge chunk of loss on the foreign exchange front. So what's the first thing that will come into your mind is you'll actually try to prepay Mr. Jacob, who is sitting in US, and you'll try your level best to prepay that particular amount to him so that you can actually don't lose onto the front of foreign exchange rates. So this particular act of prepaying a debt is basically called as leading. Now, exactly opposite will be the lagging part. You just get to know about this thing that if in case you will be able to make a payment, let's say 1 month down the line from the date it was due to be paid, and you just got to know that in that particular case the foreign exchange rate will be in your favor. Okay, you'll actually incur less amount of cost if in case you lag the payment. So that particular case, that term which we use for this particular situation is lagging. So you're lagging the payment to Mr. Jacob. That is all leading and lagging is all about. Leading means you are actually prepaying your payment from the due date. Lagging is basically postponing the amount which is required to be repaid from the stipulated date. Leading means prior, lagging means after the due date. That's all. That's a very simple term which I made you understand with a very simple example, leading versus lagging. This is a very hot favorite question from the examiner's point of view. Multiple times it has been asked. I've just mentioned C final 2011 November over here. I guess this particular topic is also very clear to you guys. Let's move towards the third one, and which is my hot favorite topic, the one which is definitely going to take a lot of your energy and a lot of your mental power in order to make you understand this one. So, option strategies. What do I mean by option strategies? Spread, straddle, strangle, butterfly spread, and their different dimensions. So, let's mark the beginning with spread first. Guys, let's understand what is spread. Spread is something, it's a basic difference between two different codes. Okay, let's suppose I go into the bank and I ask bank, I want to purchase the US dollars from your end. Bank will say, okay, I can offer you a US dollar for 52 rupees. On the very next day, I just go into the bank and ask them, bank, I need to sell the foreign exchange to you. Okay, I have got some US dollars. Will you be able to buy it from my end? Bank say, yes, I can buy it, but I'll buy it for 50 rupees. So what's the spread in this particular case? Bank will sell you a same currency for 52, and bank will buy the same currency from your end at rupees 50. So that 52 minus 50, that is rupees 2. Rupees 2 is basically that spread. In a very layman language, I made you understand this particular term. Okay. Now, what is the kind of option strategy that we can implement with respect to spread? Spread is basically divided into different four angles. One, bull call spread. Number two, bull put spread. Number three, bear call spread. And number four, bear put spread. Guys, in my earlier presentation, I made you understand this particular thing, which is what do I mean by bullish nature and what do I mean by bearish nature. Bull is something wherein I am expecting and it is prevalent from the market that the prices are rising. Okay, it's like a bull. A bull is basically a symbol and epitome of aggressiveness and rise. So bull nature is basically the one wherein the prices are rising. Bull. Bearish, or simply I can say that if the prices are going down, then all these things meant the same thing. Bearish, and the prices of a particular security or the, let's say, currency, it's going down, then it's a bearish market. Okay. Now, what do I mean by bull call spread? Bull means the prices are going up. If in case the situation is that the prices are going up, so I just go into the market and I buy. Okay, I take up a call basically means that I need to buy something. Okay, and I'm buying that right from your end. Okay, so bull call spread is one wherein I basically enter into the market. I just go into the market and I buy a call option. Okay, and at the same time I just sell another call option. Okay, buying a call option and at the same time selling a call option. But the only difference is that while I'm selling a call option, I am selling it at a higher strike price. For example, I just go into the market, the current spot price is, let's say, 30 rupees per dollar. Okay. I just go into the market and I ask for a particular call. Okay. I am buying a call. Okay. That is, I can purchase a currency. Okay. For, let's say, rupees 32 per dollar. Okay. And at the same time, I'm also selling the right to another person for buying a currency. Okay. And I'm selling the same to that particular person for rupees 40. So now what's going to happen is he is supposed to make a payment of rupees 40 if in case he wants to purchase that currency later on the stipulated date. Okay. At my end, I can buy that currency from the person to whom I have actually purchased that right at rupees 32. Okay. Now, what's my expectation from this particular technique? Okay, I know that the prices are going up. Entire scenario is bullish in nature. Okay, and I've entered into a call spread. Okay, now the thing is, since I have got this expectation that the prices will move up. Okay, now what's gonna happen is, let's say the price went from 30 to 35. Okay, now the market is providing you that particular security for 35 rupees. Okay, the guy to whom you have actually sold that right for purchasing the currency from your end at rupees 40, will he be actually going ahead and ask you to provide the currency to him later on, 2 months or 3 months down the line? Absolutely not. You have actually offered him a deal wherein you are promising him that you can actually acquire the currency from my end at rupees 40. However, the market is in itself providing the same to him at 35. Why would he actually go and resort to your option? No, he won't ask you. Now, what's the benefit? Since he won't ask you, his option actually got lapsed. Okay. But in your case, since you were supposed to buy that currency from your person for rupees 32, and the market is offering you the same currency for 35, you'll definitely go into the market. Okay, you'll definitely go to that particular person and you'll acquire the same from that person for rupees 32, since it's actually making you save 3 rupees against it. So this is what bull call spread is all about. You're basically banking on that particular stuff that the prices will go up, but you'll be able to achieve good amount of profits out of it. Okay, and what if the prices go beyond 40 rupees? Then also that person will also exercise his option by purchasing the currency from your end, and you'll also be purchasing the currency from other person's end for rupees 32. Both of them will be exercising this option, but still you'll be able to fetch 8 more rupees out of this particular transaction. So again, that is what bull call spread is all about. Now, coming on to the second part, which is bull put spread. Okay, now what do I mean by put? I simply mean that I am basically expecting that the market will go up, that is bullish in nature. However, I'm getting into the put spread. Put spread will be that I'll be buying a put option here, and I'll be selling a put option also. Okay. Now what will happen is, I'll buy the put option with a lower strike price and I'll sell the put option with a higher strike price. I can actually give you a very simple and a very tactful thing to make you understand and remember this technique. Okay, always remember one thing, guys. This is basically a brahmastra that I can offer you up in order to make you understand. If in case tomorrow down the line you just not come across this thing, that you don't remember which way to go forward in your examination, always remember one thing. If in case I'm talking about the bullish scenario, then all you need to do is, whenever you are selling the option, okay, be it call option or be it put option, if the scenario is bullish in nature and you are selling an option, you'll always sell it for a higher strike price. That is the crux of this particular technique. I'll definitely make you understand this particular technique each time with each and every example, so that I can make you clear with the understanding part. But since you need to remember the same for your examination point of view, I'm basically providing you a trick. The trick is, if the market is bullish in nature, always remember the option that you'll be selling will be with higher strike price, and the option that you'll be buying will be with lower strike price. Remember? Clear, guys? That is the trick that you need to remember all the time. So now, coming back to the bull put spread, why I am basically asking you to buy that put option with a lower strike price, and you need to sell the other person uh, with a higher strike price. Okay, now you're basically providing them the opportunity to increase onto their cash flows, but I'll make you understand this thing. Okay, and which is, guys, since you're buying a put option with a lower strike price, you'll have to pay a very little premium. And since you're offering that other person a put option for a higher strike price, he's into the better advantage, but at the same time, he'll have to pay a very good, decent amount of premium to you. Now, what's going to happen is, let's suppose tomorrow the market is, let's say, bullish in nature. We are expecting that the market will definitely go up. You have actually provided the other person a contract that he can sell a particular currency to you for rupees 40 per dollar. Okay. However, the market goes still 50 rupees per dollar. Now, will he be actually exercising his option? No. He will directly go into the market and sell the currency for rupees 50, and he won't ask you to purchase the same for rupees 40. So his option will get lapsed in this particular case. Also, at the same time, your option will also get lapsed. Why? Because you also won't be going into this particular contract by buying a put option from other person with a lower strike price. And why would you actually sell that particular currency for a very small amount? You won't be exercising the same, but the best thing will be that you'll be able to cover up your position by that increased amount of premium. That is what bull put spread is all about. You're basically encashing the opportunity wherein you are expecting that the market will go up, and at the same time, you'll be marking and booking your profit with the differential between the premium. That is what bull put spread is all about. And that was the same difference which I made you understand with bull call spread as well. So since you are going ahead with a higher strike price option, you're selling the other person with a higher strike price option. In this particular case, you'll have to pay the higher premium. But since you are expecting the market to go up, bullish in nature, there is a very good possibility that the other person will not buy it from your end. If in case the market reaches to a optimum kind of level, there is a very good chance that he'll definitely go ahead with the market and he won't ask you. So that was bull call spread, and I just made you understand with bull put spread. Now, what will be the difference if in case two other things happen, which is I get into the market with bear call spread and put spread. Again, guys, the difference is very simple. Now, again, the trick comes in, which is now since the market is bearish in nature, okay, you'll be selling the option with a lower strike price now. Be it your call option, selling your call option, or be it selling your put option, you'll be selling the same with a lower strike price. Why? Because the market is going bearish, okay. The market is expecting a downfall, and again, the same possibility will happen, which is you'll be earning a good source of amount with reference to your premium. Now, since let's suppose I'm offering you a lower strike price for a call option, okay, as a selling nature, okay, but the market will is going even more down, okay, it's going down and down. Now, since you have actually provided the other person with an opportunity to buy the same with a lower strike price, let's say 20 rupees in the market. However, the in the market when on the final day, the actual scenario happened that the market is offering you the security for rupees 15. Will you be actually going ahead and whether that particular person is going to come at your doorstep to ask you to provide for that currency for rupees 20? No, he'll definitely go into the market and buy it from their end. Why? Because the market is offering them the same for rupees 15. Now, what is going to be your particular benefit in that particular scenario is he will actually lose onto the option. His option will get lapsed, and in your case, you'll be covering your position with a good amount of premium. Since you have offered him a lower strike price, definitely he'll have to pay a good amount of premium. And since you've actually gone for a higher strike price in a call option, you actually had to pay a very less premium. Okay. Now the differential between the two will go into your pocket. That was all about bear call spread. Again, let's come to the last one, which is bear put spread. Now, again, the possibility is very same. Sell the option to other person at a lower strike price. Put is basically the right to sell that he and you will be like in cashing in that particular case. Bear put spread. Now market expectation is going down. Okay, the prices will go down, and since you have offered the other person with a sell stuff with lower strike price, and you have kept yourself with higher put price, that is higher strike price. Since the market is going down, will you be actually encashing the opportunity to, let's say, offer you that particular currency for rupees 20 when the market is offering them for rupees 15? Definitely, he'll come at your doorstep and he'll ask you to provide him rupees 20, and you'll have to pay. But at the same time, since you are also into the contract with another person, you have actually gone for a higher strike price, let's say 30 rupees, you'll also go to that particular person and you'll say, okay guy, you actually asked me to provide for that particular foreign currency after a period of 2 months. Had it been the case, it's a favorable offer for me. Definitely it's a favorable offer for me. Why? Because the market is offering me the same currency for rupees 15, so I'll be able to earn only 15 rupees from the market. But since you have promised me that if in case I'll come at your doorstep and we are into a contract, kindly provide me my 30 rupees, and he'll have to provide you. So what's your benefit out of it? You actually made a profit of 10 rupees. You have offered the same currency to other person for rupees 20, and at the same time you are able to extract 30 rupees from the other person's pocket. So this was all about bear put spread. All these four things are a major chunk. All you need to remember is that is the kind of understanding which I made you with the help of these examples. Okay, but guys, I do expect this and I understand this thing that it is very, very, very difficult for you to grasp and remember and retain all these examples which I made you understand here during your examination time. So, if in case you need just a trick to remember that stuff, I am basically sharing it with you guys. If in case the market is bullish in nature, always sell your option for a higher strike price, be it call option or put option. If in case the market is bearish in nature, always sell your option with the lower strike price. That is all about the spreads. I hope you guys got complete understanding with respect to this spread part.